But before I go any farther, I think it's time we set the record straight and let everyone know the real reason why I left. And it's because...
Hey guys, it's Terrence Nan. You're listening to Hear the Spear, presented by No Game Day. Go Noles.
Hey, what's up? This is Peter Ward, a.k.a. E-Dub, in the house. We're listening to Hear the Spear, presented by No Game Day. Go Live, go Noles.
Hi, this is Charlie Ward, and you're listening to Hear the Spear, Go Noles.
This is Terrell Buckley. You're listening to Hear the Spear, presented by No Game Day. No Bloody.
But perhaps better known as the greatest corner to ever step on a football field, Deion Primetime Sanders.
Great Deion Sanders, my brother. What's going on, man? I could wake up to that greeting every day, man. That was awesome.
Hello, Noles fans. This is former Seminole Derek Brooks, and you're listening to Hear the Spear, presented to you by No Game Day.
James Wilder Jr. What's going on, James?
Thanks for having me on. FSOD, Florida State or Die, and go Noles.
William Bar None Floyd.
Gentlemen, what's up?
What's happening, guys? This is Logan from Hear the Spear, presented to you by No Game Day. We are here for our 100th episode. Really excited. I don't know how we've been able to do this and how I've been able to deal with Dustin for this long on here, along with Austin and Fisher back in the day. But we are here. We're going to talk a little bit about the NFL draft, Jameis Winston. We're also going to name our top 5 worst FSU football players. We're going to give our own opinions on that. That should be pretty interesting, good conversation. We're going to go through our FSU Hear the Spear trivia and then terrible bad dad jokes at the end. As always, you can listen to this podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're on iTunes. Make sure to leave a review. But let me go and introduce first. We have a special guest. A lot of you, if you're a veteran listener of Hear the Spear, you most certainly know who it is. He recently left us because Dustin was bullying him, and that was confirmed. But Fisher Goober Adkins is back with us. If you don't know who he is, he's our lead graphic designer. He was on with us for well over it got to be a year on here talking 2018 Willie Taggart for the most part. So he was on here, but yeah, what's up, Fisher?
Nothing much, but before I go any farther, I think it's time we set the record straight and let everyone know the real reason why I left. And it's because Logan and I got into contract negotiations for 2020, and my people met with his, and we just couldn't come to an agreement. And then you tried to franchise tag me, and, I wanted to stay because this is my home, but my agent was like, you got to go where the money is. So, unfortunately, we couldn't come to an agreement, but...
So which podcast did you leave us for?
I'm still a free agent, still under.
So it didn't really work out.
Still looking for a home.
Made a bad decision.
But,
well, yeah, I'm glad to have him. I'm glad to have you back on for us. This is gonna be a good episode. It's our 100th, so I thought we'd have a little special time. And obviously, we've got our guys, our lead writer and editor Dustin Lewis, and our lead basketball writer Austin Veazey with us. How are you two guys doing?
There's been better days. My dog woke me up at like 4 a.m. because she was snoring so loud and it was shaking the room. And I wish I was making that up.
It's a very odd thing to mention, but
I'm tired.
All right.
I'm pulling up Dustin. I'm going to sleep through the podcast.
Oh.
I'm doing well. Excited to talk to my man Fisher. It's been a little bit, so I'm getting a little hyped up right now.
You did go grab a donut just for this episode.
Oh, I'm juiced, baby.
What kind of donut was it?
It's a cinnamon sugar fried donut from Publix. It is from the gods.
Wow. Oh, yeah. Cinnamon? That just sounds like a heart attack waiting to happen.
Yeah, you already tried the KFC donut sandwich. This is a step down.
The KFC sandwich? It's a step down from that. It is. Yeah. That is true. Fisher, what have you been up to? Obviously, and I think a lot of people don't appreciate it nowadays because it's just everywhere, but graphics-wise, when it comes around the NFL draft, obviously you personally have stuff that you're doing for school reasons and design there, but then also your lead guy here, and you're working with Adam doing graphics. But, whenever the NFL draft is going on, or big events, but definitely an NFL draft, you've got to be ready to be creative throughout the whole friggin' week. But how's it been?
It's been an exhausting week. If our listeners don't know, I'm a graphic design intern for Mississippi State football. I handle all the recruiting duties for Mississippi State football, and so this was a pretty hectic week doing personalized graphics for Mississippi State's recruits for the draft. And then this is the second year of me doing uniform swaps for Mississippi State, and they had 5 guys drafted again, and each swap takes about 2 hours, so that's 10 hours of work doing right after the draft was over, and stayed up way too late in the night working on those. But the week's over. We got it done, a successful week, so now I'm ready to take a little break.
Yeah, and plus exam, everything. There's always exams when some big sporting event is going on or a coaching search is happening. Right. Always got to have exams no matter what. So he's finishing up. I just finished up yesterday. So yeah, and you did the graphic, the Hollywood one with Derwin and Jalen was brutally disgusting. That was no one can really compete.
Yeah, a lot of people saw that and liked it, including the official FSU football account. Obviously, posted their own version 3 days later. But it's whatever.
It's all good. It's all fun. It's good to be competitive. It's always fun like that. But yeah, shout out to Adam too, who is our guy that's below Fisher. They've been working until up, but Adam's just been killing it, man, and he's gotten better too. And we have a lot of cool creative things coming out. And also, we have a poster giveaway going on right now, so you can go check that out on Instagram and Twitter. You can enter on both sides. We're giving away 2 posters from the 2013 National Championship team that Fisher made. I think it's one of his best graphics. It's clean, and I'm actually printing one out currently, so definitely go enter that. But I said we jump into some NFL drafts. So we obviously had Jacquez on here this last episode, and we were talking about what Cam Akers brings, what he'll bring to a team, but we didn't know at that time because the first round already went, and obviously Akers wasn't drafted until the second round. He's picked by the LA Rams. He's going to join Jalen Ramsey and Levante Taylor over there. He was a 52nd pick. He goes before J.K. Dobbins. What are you guys' thoughts on the pick there by the Rams?
It was good.
I don't understand. Don't be too shy.
I mean, the Rams need a running back because they cut Todd Gurley and they're in a messy cap situation. They don't really have a running back. So, yeah, it makes sense. I wasn't expecting to go before J.K., but I also wasn't expecting Jonathan Taylor to go before either of Akers or J.K. Dobbins. So, shows us what we know.
Yeah, I think it was a good move by the Rams. Like you said, they moved on from Gurley, and they needed to find their next star at that position, which Akers could certainly blossom into after what we saw out of him at Florida State. Obviously, he played behind one of the worst offensive lines, if not the worst offensive line in school history over the past couple of seasons, and now he gets to move on to the NFL, and I think he'll definitely excel behind even a mediocre offensive line.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's like the biggest question mark, or kind of the biggest thing about Cam Akers is considering how well he performed the past 2 seasons behind one of the worst offensive lines in the country. And so it makes me wonder, what would he have looked like at a Clemson or a Georgia or a Bama running behind those guys? The numbers he would have put up would have been silly.
And at least he's got a creative offensive mind now with Sean McVay instead of, Bryles was somewhat creative and then Taggart, which just sucked. But.
Right. Yeah, you wonder if they're going to utilize him, the wild cam at all.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, wild cam.
You wonder if they're going to let him throw it and kind of be creative with what he can do.
Yeah, I bet Sean McVay is going to have some fun with Akers out there.
Yeah, the big thing is offensive line. I mean, if you look at stats and through his career, but what he's had to deal with, yards after contact, that's a majority of all of his yards. I mean, he didn't have much of any line throughout his career at FSU. The thing that really saved him, and he worked his ass off getting drafted early this year, is because he really worked on his vision, and I think he became more patient and was learning on how to deal with that offensive line. And the year before that, he was kind of not being so patient, rushing into things. and now I was going to say waiting for holes to develop, but there really wasn't any holes to see and happen. But he actually did a really well job this last season and focused on his body and endurance and speed, and it showed. And he most certainly deserved to get picked. And he goes before J.K. Dobbins, which is a little it shocked me, and also kind of shocked a lot of the analysts and all your mock draft expert guys. And of course, somehow I'm a Steelers fan, so I don't have Akers. Could have drafted him. We go wide receiver, but then J.K. Dobbins, who I think is a really good running back, goes to my rival, which we'll get into in a little bit. But I think Cam Akers is going to excel in that Sean McVay offense in LA, and he joins Jalen Ramsey.
And yeah, real quick on Akers, 3.9 of his 4.9 yards per carry occurred after contact last season. That's insane.
Yeah.
He was getting hit as soon as he touched the ball and just dragging guys with him.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct. Welcome to Florida State. Welcome, Coach Adkins. We are praying for you. We will support you.
He can't do any worse.
No. And the one thing that we don't have noted in here, so obviously Florida State only has one player drafted. Mike Norvell and staff from their previous schools before and their position groups sent 8 players in this NFL draft. I think 3 from Memphis, and then like Auburn. Charlotte, I think, had 2, and I'm not going to know the other ones. But the Mike Norvell staff, 8. Willie Taggart's staff, 1.
Yeah, and I think 3 of the guys from Memphis that got drafted combined for a 2-star rating coming out of high school. So 3 guys combined for 2 stars, all drafted.
Wow, and that's called developmental.
Yep.
That's called developing kids right there. And that's something that Florida State fans have really seen things go down the
They have not seen that.
Yeah, they most certainly have not seen development. And getting players better. I mean, let's look right now. I mean, Stanford Samuels III, he gets picked up, undrafted free agent by the Packers. Ryan Roberts obviously transferred to FSU in his last season. He got picked up by the Chargers. Gabe Neighbors, who I think is going to I think he should make the squad. I think they'll utilize him a lot. But Gabe Neighbors goes to LA too with the Chargers. And they're both Ryan Roberts and Neighbors are joining Derwin James. And then Levante Taylor is going to the LA Rams. So any thoughts on this? I am.
What about Dontavius Jackson?
I know.
Where's our guy at?
And what about Alex Hornibrook? Skipped the bowl game to prepare for the draft. Didn't get drafted. Didn't even get picked up. Unbelievable.
Morning.
What did you say, Dustin?
Nothing.
We heard what you said.
Yeah, Fisher. Welcome back.
Good to be back.
Yeah. So, any thoughts on these guys? So, Stanford, you were roasting him in the meeting, in the production meeting, Austin, about the Packers, and obviously the Packers had a pretty interesting draft.
Can we just take 2 minutes to talk about how bad this Packers draft was? I mean, it was abysmal. It might be the worst draft class I've ever seen. Go with the backup quarterback in the first round.
GOAT.
No.
Future GOAT, Jordan Love.
He's not going to play for 5 years. But then they go with the third-string running back in the second round, an H-back in the third round, 5 straight offensive linemen in the rest of the draft, and still no wide receivers. I mean, that's impressive.
It's like they're trying to show Aaron Rodgers that, hey, we literally don't care about you, man.
I mean, I think they've been saying that for years now, and finally the GM's like, yeah, if you would just leave us alone, that'd be great.
Yeah, I saw the ESPN posted like a Brett Favre quote saying today that it took him off guard, and he thinks he'll finish somewhere else, which I don't understand, pushing away one of the greatest talents ever. That just makes no sense to me, but, it's the Packers, so.
I just love to see it. They were a game away from the Super Bowl last year and said, no, we don't think we can go back. Let's just blow it up.
Right. Crazy.
But I think who's going to save it all and take them to a Super Bowl is Stanford Samuels III.
Stanford Samuels isn't making the roster.
He wouldn't make the practice squad.
He wouldn't make the XFL's practice squad.
Now the thing is though, I do want to see how coaching goes for a lot of these guys like Levante, who I think has a high ceiling and still has a lot in the tank for him. I think his career is going to do well in the NFL. Same goes to Gabe. I think he can be utilized in a lot of ways. He showed that his senior year, and also throughout his career playing fullback. But he has good hands, fast, ran track in high school, and can block. So I think Gabe will hopefully get with us, stay at the squad there with the Chargers. I don't know too much about Ryan Roberts. Don't know. Don't.
I mean, the Chargers don't have great offensive linemen, but I don't think he's also going to help the situation.
That's being
I don't want to say.
They don't have great offensive linemen. They're terrible.
They traded for someone, I thought, though. They traded for someone decent, but besides that, yeah, it's a pretty bad offensive line. But he's not going to help.
Yeah, I was about to say. Then I'm not trying to say anything mean, but then he should fit in well there. That's like not being. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just
he wasn't terrible for Florida State.
He wasn't god awful. I mean, he was still behind Dante Lucas, a true freshman.
He was the second best offensive lineman last year, but that's really not saying much.
No.
He's just the type of guy. He has the attitude, very, very mature and driven type of guy. I think that there's a possibility he could latch on with the Chargers, but it really all just depends. I mean, we'll have to see.
Mm-hmm. Any ideas on where Dontavius Jackson is going? I'm not allowing him to
the dumpster.
The Arena Football League.
Where's Dontavius going, Fisher? And be nice and creative with us here.
Did he graduate this year?
Back to school.
He's going to grad school.
Did he get a degree or?
I think so. I think he's got his stuff there.
Does he have a LinkedIn profile? Because you might need to, maybe just shift his focus. I'm gonna be the kind one on here.
I don't know. You kind of were throwing some stuff there.
Y'all ever seen those SEC commercials when it's all these athletes are gonna go pro in something other than sports? That's kind of where Dontavius might be headed. But I'm trying to be nice.
I think he's gonna be like a.
Those guys that leave school and 7 years later are still posting workouts on Instagram saying I just need my opportunity, just give me a chance. That's kind of what we might see out of Dontavius in the years to come.
Yeah, I think that he'll. I think what's going to happen with Dontavius is that he is going to watch all the football, all the FSU football games, and whenever Florida State's defense lets a 3rd and 20 go for a first down, he'll still celebrate that he got a big hit on the person when they're down 2 touchdowns. He'll still celebrate at home in front of his TV.
If the XFL was still in business, he's just he could be a great TV personality for them. Bring him onto the squad, just kind of have a hype guy.
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen there on the Dontavius Jackson train ride.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure.
Dustin will be keeping a close eye out. He'll be giving us weekly updates on what Dontavius Jackson's life after college is going to be. Let's talk about the big one here for Dustin and Fisher. Jameis Winston. It's official. He's going to the New Orleans Saints on a 1-year deal. Anybody got the money thing pulled up anywhere?
Yeah, it says Jameis Winston's contract with the Saints carries a base value of $1.1 million, $148,000 signing bonus, base salary of $952,000, and he can make up to $3.4 million in incentives.
I wonder what those incentives are.
It's probably like
not
playing
throw a
certain number
pick
of
and he
games.
gets a lot of money.
Wow.
I mean, sure.
That's probably might be it. But yeah, any thoughts on Jameis Winston going to New Orleans? He obviously gets to learn behind Drew Brees, a future Hall of Famer. Both quarterbacks really like to throw, have a lot of yards in their veteran careers. It's crazy to think that we're calling Jameis like a veteran now, but he sure is. But, there's a chance that this could be Drew Brees' last year. So then coming in would be most likely over Hill. It would be Jameis Winston. Do you think this is a good move, or should he have gone elsewhere?
Yeah, like you said, this is a very big opportunity for Jameis to learn under one of the best quarterbacks of all time in Drew Brees, not to mention one of the best offensive minds in Sean Payton, who has really innovated the game, I would think, offensively. Yeah, it's really just such a big opportunity for Jameis following his time in Tampa Bay. I think it's a very humbling moment for him to be able to be the number one draft pick, start for 5 years in Tampa, and now have to take kind of a backseat role for this year to learn. But if Drew Brees does retire following this year, Jameis Winston will be in line to take over for the Saints. And I think it kind of plays into what the Saints were doing with Teddy Bridgewater the past couple of seasons before Bridgewater got that big contract with Carolina this offseason. So it's kind of in the same vein there. I think they're just trying to find the right successor to Drew Brees, and it very well could be Jameis.
Yeah, I think this is a really smart move on both sides for the Saints and for Jameis. Just when you consider that this is maybe Drew Brees' last year, we don't know that for sure, but maybe. And so bring him in, see how he does, and if he produces well and you can trust him, then he can be your guy once Drew Brees leaves. And then on Jameis's end of things, obviously we see now Tampa was, when we've known this, Tampa was just not a great situation for him. Kind of going back to his days at FSU, you didn't see that many interceptions in 13, and that's because he had a great team around him, and he didn't feel like he had to put the entire team on his back. And then in 14, obviously he felt that way, being down in every game, and that's when you'd see the interceptions come, when he felt like he had to make every single play. And I think that's kind of the way it was in Tampa as well. You had a really bad to mediocre, below average team, and he kind of felt like he needed to be the star, be the guy again. And that's when you see all these mistakes from Jameis. And so to be in New Orleans around a franchise that is consistently winning for years and years, in large part to Drew Brees and the success they've had there, the chance he has there to learn under Brees and learn under Sean Payton, I think it's going to do a lot of good for his mentality and just his game overall. And maybe it is best just for the longevity of his career, just to sit and learn and get better, and instead of feeling like he has to be the guy. So I think it's a great situation for him.
Yeah, I think him having the stability around him is going to help him a lot. I mean, it's a coaching staff that's been settled there for years now. It's not Tampa where he's had 3 different coaches in 5 seasons and how many different offensive coordinators.
Right.
I think that stability is going to help him a lot.
Yeah, following the signing, Jameis said being a part of the Saints, being a part with Drew Brees, Taysom Hill, Sean Payton, Coach Joe Lombardi, Coach Pete Carmichael. When you think about that room, that's like a Harvard education in quarterback school. So Jameis is really going to take advantage of this opportunity to learn under Drew Brees and Sean Payton, and I think it's going to be for the better of his career. Yeah. This is just a minor bump in the road for what's going to come.
Supposedly Jameis Winston turned down a multi-year contract with an offer from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm personally going to have a talk with Jameis. I don't know when I'm going to do that, but I'm going to have a personal chat with him in the coming weeks. I'll let you guys know how that goes. But we're going to sit back and I just want to figure out what's going on. I understand the move. I think it's a good idea being behind Drew Brees. He could be that man in New Orleans, and Jameis Winston could take over there. But I don't know. I've got an offensive line for him. I've got weapons. We should have drafted a running back, but that's okay. We did get one from Maryland, but it's not J.K. Dobbins. But I just thought we had something going. But I guess off to New Orleans, get some jumbo. I personally don't really want to go visit.
Jumbo?
Jumbo.
He's gonna get him some jumbo and
Some jumbo.
I'm gonna get
jumbones.
Gumbo, bro.
Did I say jump? I guess I'm thinking Jimbo.
I think you're thinking Dumbo.
Oh, that's a good one. That's too good. Yeah, that was sad. I'm sorry. I've got this cat that's just nonstop, just yelling at the door, trying to get in here. I'm about to sling it through the window. Anyways, let's see here. So yeah, let's move on with the list of things. Oh, he's going to wear number 2. Jameis Winston is going to wear number 2. I don't know if anybody knows that, but now you know.
It's because he's going to shit on some people.
Good Lord. We've hit the rough part of the podcast.
What?
Can y'all hear that cat? Can you?
Yeah.
Golly. No. Back off. Back off. Sorry about that, everybody. Yeah, meow. But yeah, Jameis Winston is going to wear number 2 in New Orleans. Dion, he said that he wanted to wear it in high school and at FSU, but it was never available. But here it is. Are you going to get a Dustin? You said you're moving from the Bucs to the Saints. Is this something that you want to make official on the podcast, like an official statement, or what are you doing here?
Absolutely. The Bucs are out the window, bro.
Why is that?
I'm a Jameis Winston fan, not a Bucs fan.
Okay.
So that
You're
means
not a
if Jameis goes from the Saints to, I don't know, who would he go to? Yeah, if he goes from the Saints to Pittsburgh in a year, I'm a Pittsburgh fan. So
you're gonna join me?
I'm on the road with Jameis Winston. I go with him. We're a partnership.
Okay. Now Fisher. Now this is something pretty awesome because we talked a lot of trash. I always talk a lot of trash about the Titans because I always just forget that they're playing, and I thought they were irrelevant. But they actually had a good season last year that ended off. And congratulations to you, Fisher Adkins. We now remember who the Titans are. But yeah, are you kind of going to start watching Saints games a little bit more? Like, what's going on here?
Well, I'm only going to be 4 hours away from New Orleans, which is pretty exciting. Might make a few trips down. Hopefully, I'm not going to say that people would destroy me for it. But maybe Jameis will get to play in a few games this year, so I might get to see some action. But, yeah, I'm excited about it.
Okay, making sure.
You never know. Drew Brees, he's had a couple injury issues over the last couple years.
That's what I was saying.
So. We'll see if Jameis gets some time. It wouldn't surprise me. Maybe if Brees gets nicked up and they set him for a game or two.
Right. Happened to Bridgewater. Look at what happened to Bridgewater last year. He came in and went 5-0.
Right.
All of a sudden, people are saying he's an NFL starter quality again. So, hopefully Drew Brees does not get hurt because I want to see him, just finish off his career great. But you never know.
Yeah, just go out the friggin' field, Drew. We want to see Jameis out there.
Hey, Jameis Winston could get a Super Bowl ring this year. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, he did say he'll see Tampa Bay again in Tampa. I think it's a possibility with New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And he's got Michael Thomas there, Alvin Kamara,
Emmanuel Sanders.
Yeah, Emmanuel's there now. I don't know who their tight end is.
I know who it is. It's
Fleener?
No.
Is it Kobe Fleener?
No, he's with Jared Cook. That's who it is.
Cook.
Yeah, Jared Cook.
Oh yeah.
He's pretty old, but he's still got a little something.
And they got a good offensive line too. Teron Armstead, Ryan Ramczyk.
Yeah, they just took another one in the first round.
Yeah, Cesar Ruiz.
And you're sleeping on P.J. Williams, man.
I mean, the defense is always okay there.
P.J. Williams is sleeping on himself.
Yeah, I am kind of being sarcastic there, Liv. But the funny thing is, P.J. Williams at FSU and Jameis, they were best friends. Very close, so that's pretty cool. They get a little reunion there.
Yeah, it should go down well on Bourbon Street.
Oh Lord.
Hey, now Jameis Winston has slimmed down a lot. Have y'all seen him? Like, he's looking slimmer than he did during his Heisman year in 23. I think he is slimmer. He is more certainly slimmer. That's nuts. Like, I'm kind of like, all right, you've lost enough. I need you
He's
to.
following a vegan diet right now. 6 out of the 7 days of the week. Said he likes to cheat on Sundays. Don't we all?
Dustin, I got a feeling you're cheating every day.
Yeah, he had a donut earlier. You think we should do a podcast like
right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do a full week of us doing vegan food.
What has everyone's weight looked like throughout this quarantine? Anybody gained or lost weight? You know, stayed the same?
I've maintained.
Yeah, I'm about the same.
Okay.
I've actually lost 15 pounds.
For real?
Yeah, I've like committed to water since the quarantine. I've been losing some weight.
No sweet tea?
Need to drop a couple pounds. No, I haven't bought sweet tea in like 4 weeks.
Wow,
that's
making some
shocking
changes over here.
I've lost 8 pounds myself. So.
Jeez. Okay, Fisher.
Yeah. I'm just.
Well, you also.
Huh?
Burpee. You also are in a new relationship, so you got to look chiseled. You know, you're getting ready for summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I understand that wave. What happens? You know, us single people just sit here and just playing video games and don't care who's looking at them.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you
got it, Dustin.
Oh, I was saying, I told you, me and Jameis are a partnership. He's losing weight, so I got to lose some weight.
That is right. Y'all are on the road together. Y'all are on the road together, hand in hand. Speaking of hand in hand, let's go to our worst. We're going to start something. We're going to try to have a different topic every week. I think it'd keep people interested in listening.
Did we talk about how our personal teams did?
Well, if we want to, let's do it. I want to talk about our personal teams.
I know Austin was very invested in the draft. I'm sure he has some things to say about Minnesota's moves.
Yeah, Dustin.
I love the Vikings draft. Yeah, Dustin decided to just take the entire draft off.
Yeah, I kind of really have any. Austin's trying to drop articles, and I'm trying to post 25 graphics that Fisher and Adam are giving me every 10 minutes.
I'm trying to remember, what was I doing on Saturday night? Oh yeah, I wasn't home. That's what it was.
He just decided to take a vacation.
Saturday I was out of town, and then Friday night what was I doing? I don't know.
Probably eating.
Probably.
Damn. Jesus, Austin.
You're right. I think I had burger pie that night. You're right.
Burger pie, but no sweet tea.
No sweet tea.
But yeah, let's talk about our personal teams. Austin, you go first. Big Vikings fan over here. Skull, whatever the fuck it is.
Wow. I thought the Vikings did pretty well. The first round went well. The second round we got Ezra Cleveland from Boise State, who apparently they were talking about taking in the first round, and there was a lot of first round buzz about him. Needed an offensive lineman. That was great. We drafted a couple Mississippi State boys, so I know Fisher's proud / exhausted for making 2 Vikings edits. I thought we did pretty well. There was a couple picks I didn't like the DJ Wanham pick at the top of the 4th round, whatever. But other than that, I mean, the first 3 rounds killed it. Some of the mid-round picks. I didn't like KJ Osborne from Miami because he sucks. But the rest of the draft, I thought we did really well, and it's getting pretty universally praised right now.
Oh, yeah, whatever. Dustin, I guess you've got to talk about your new team, the Saints. How do you think your Saints did in the NFL draft?
Yeah, coming in the draft, Saints had a decent set of picks, ended up making a trade to land a tight end in the 3rd round. So we'll go through that real quick. Round 1, we talked about it a couple minutes ago, but they drafted Cesar Ruiz, a center out of Michigan. Don't know if it's not a bad draft pick. It's not flashy, but it's just another addition to a solid offensive line for the Saints. 2nd round, they took Zach Braun, linebacker out of Wisconsin, one of the best defensive players in the draft, in my opinion. He should be pretty good in New Orleans. Then round 3, this is the big one. Saints traded some of their day 3 picks to land Adam Trotman, a tight end out of FCS Dayton. So that's just another weapon for Jameis Winston to throw to after Drew Brees goes down the preseason, hopefully. And then finally,
what'd he say?
Nothing. And then round 7, some Mississippi State love. The Saints selected Tommy Stevens, quarterback.
Tommy Stevens.
What do you think about him, Fisher?
Tommy Stevens never really got off the ground in college. He was always a guy that people thought had a lot of potential at Penn State, and then didn't win the job there. So transferred to Mississippi State, and then was hurt a lot this year. But pretty much copy and paste Taysom Hill.
That's exactly what it says on here on ESPN.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's pretty interesting that they decided to bring him in, already kind of having a guy like Taysom Hill. They've pretty much exactly the same skill set, but just never really got off the ground in college. So it'll be interesting to see if a team, if New Orleans uses him or if some other team looks at him and picks him up, if the Saints cut him. But, pretty much Taysom Hill.
Pretty much on my side of things with the Steelers, we got a first rounder, Minkah Fitzpatrick. In this draft class, we gave our first pick to the Miami Dolphins in exchange for Minkah Fitzpatrick, and I'll take it any day of the week. So Minkah Fitzpatrick. Then we got Chase Claypool, a Notre Dame wide receiver. I'm cool with it. I still wish we would have gotten a running back. I'm not fully sold on James Conner. Just doesn't stay healthy throughout the year, and it just needs somebody. And there was some good running backs in this class. I guess waiting next year for Anthony Grant from FSU to come to Pittsburgh with me. We did get a running back from Maryland, Anthony McFarland. CBS is giving it an A. I'm giving it a B. I know he's got speed, but I just don't know much. Probably my favorite pick, though, is the guard, Kevin Dotson, strong as hell from Louisiana Lafayette. Got him in the 4th round. Big boy. I like that pick. So not like a crazy, awesome, entertaining draft on my end of things. And it all should have started with bringing on Jameis Winston, but that never happened. So just a kind of just a mediocre kind of NFL draft and free agency for me.
The Titans have figured out the template of a successful draft. So round 1, they draft an offensive lineman from Georgia, which Georgia is just an offensive line factory. How many guys? I don't even know how many guys Georgia had drafted this year from their O-line alone. But if you look at the guys that got drafted out of Georgia, it makes you think, how did Georgia not do any better than they did this year, it's just crazy. But Isaiah Wilson, the 1st round offensive tackle from Georgia, and then once again, drafting a corner from LSU. That always pans out. Always drafting DBs from LSU. So Christian Fulton in round 2, and then from there they went Darrington Evans, running back, Appalachian State. Don't really know much about him. And then another defensive tackle from North Carolina State, NC State. Seems like a guy that NC State's put a few guys in the league from their D-line over the past couple of years, so he might be all right. Add some depth. Round 7, they drafted Cole McDonald, quarterback from Hawaii.
Love the pick. Love
it. For the 6th straight year, they'll have a quarterback in their QB room from the state of Hawaii after the departure of Marcus Mariota, RIP. But Cole McDonald, I looked at kind of some of his tape, and he's solid. Like a really athletic guy with a gigantic arm. If you look up his highlights from his senior year, every highlight is just a bomb. I didn't really see any, actual like progressions or really like reading through defenses. He just launches it, and somebody 50 yards down the field would catch it. So that's exciting. Maybe kind of see what maybe he can develop once he kind of gets in an NFL system. And then Chris Jackson, DB from Marshall. I don't know anything about him, but
I know lots of things about him.
Do you?
Supposedly he smokes darts after every game.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Titans have reloaded, and they're ready to finally take that last step and hoist that Lombardi Trophy in the air in 2021. Yeah.
Yeah, 2021. But Hawaii was my late night college football team this past season, so I watched a lot of Cole McDonald, and he's a solid quarterback. Throw some picks. He does throw some picks, but like you said, he's got a strong arm, can throw it down the field, runs a up-tempo offense with Hawaii. I think it's the run and shoot or whatever.
Yeah.
They call it, but
Yeah, run and shoot.
I really liked what I saw out of Colt McDonald. He actually wasn't even a senior. He declared early. He was a redshirt junior, declared early for the draft, which kind of surprised me because I was thinking he would probably come back for a senior season and probably set some Hawaii records in the process. But either way, now he's with the Titans. Should be an exciting battle. It wouldn't. I'm going to say it right now, Fisher. It wouldn't surprise me if one day he's a starting quarterback.
It doesn't surprise me either. If you just watch his tape and you think, if he can really get developed and learn how to play the position.
Dreads.
Oh, well, he cut him, sadly. Which is
he had like the Hawaiian dreads.
Yeah, they were awesome. A little disappointing that he cut him, but yeah, I'm excited about him.
Let's get into our segment here, and we're going to just start doing some fun ones every week. I thought we'd just start off a good conversation here and just start off the first segment. This is our worst top 5 FSU football players. So everyone here is going to give off at least 5, maybe less, but just the top 5 worst FSU football players and their opinion. It can be for different reasons. But I'm interested to hear everybody's opinions on this, and you can also interact with us and tweet us at Hear the Spear with your top 5 worst FSU football players. It can be from any year, any decade, any time. Who wants to start off first? And we'll just say one by one.
I think the guest should go first. Why don't you go ahead, Fisher?
The one that came to my mind first is the entire FSU defense in 2016 versus Louisville. I don't know if that abides by the rules of this, but that was the first thing that came to mind.
It's not a bad pick.
It seemed like it was 1 on 11 out there, so.
Pretty much. Exactly. That's pretty much. Yeah, that was a bad defense there. Lamar Jackson that's where I think ESPN found all their highlights whenever they look back at his college days.
Yeah.
I would like to nominate the FSU defense in 2015 versus Houston.
I would like to nominate the entire offensive line from 2018.
2019 gets a pass.
They had Dante Lucas. That's their saving grace.
Yeah, the 16-year-old.
And Juan Williams.
And
Juan Williams played last year?
I don't know.
All right, up next. Who's up next? Worst FSU football players.
I put 4 down. I don't have 5. I've been scrolling through rosters trying to find my 5th, but here's 4. I've got every Florida State fan's favorite player in Corey Mangum, who I think we all remember from 2009. Obviously, you have J.J. Constantino, one of the best backup quarterbacks in Florida State history.
Absolutely looked like he was chugging gem on the sidelines every game, and I actually knew the playbook more than he did. I think a lot of fans knew the playbook more than he did. It seemed like while he was out there.
Juan Williams, your standout left tackle.
Wow.
Played really good in that 2018 Syracuse game. That's one I remember.
Yeah. Most of his highlights are him blocking ghosts.
And then finally, our favorite player here on Hear the Spear, Dontavius Jackson. I don't know if he's one of the worst top 5 FSU football players skill-wise, but just like you said, Logan, it'll be 3rd and 20. The other team gets 27. Dontavius Jackson hits the guy at the end of the play, knocked him on the ground, and this man's celebrating. By the way, Florida State's down 40-6 right now.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct.
Just twisting people's necks in piles. Doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Wow,
that's another reason he's on this list.
Yeah, he's twisting people's necks open, and it was division. It was
the ULM game.
Yeah, and that sadly was still a game. I mean, that was
Nice.
That was an actual.
Nice 45-44 win there. I think that's what it was. Good job, Dontavius. Way to twist some necks.
What'd you say?
Way to twist some necks.
I think I think there's some very good. Those are very good picks there. What do you have, Austin?
I feel like most of our lists, at least at the top, are going to be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we all went with
you got to start being creative.
Yeah, we all went with players in our lifetime. So Corey Mangum, we don't need to discuss that. JJ Constantino, the best thing he ever did was date Karina Rosario. Dontavius, we've already talked about it. And then DeKalen Brooks. He's not good.
Yeah, he's not.
And then the 2018 offensive line, you can just take your pick. Juwan Williams, just anybody in there. Then a couple honorable mentions, because I went that far. Post-neck injury, Tyler Hunter was abysmal. And because I'm a basketball guy, I put one basketball guy in there. Monte Brandon.
Oh, man. Poor Monte.
I don't want to talk about it. Dude started every game and averaged 3 points.
Is it sad that I liked Monte Brandon?
Yeah, it's very sad.
Oh, man.
So I like everything y'all have added. I'll add one more. Xavier Lee is one of the biggest disappointments in FSU football history.
Yeah, but disappointments are
I wouldn't
the
worst top five.
Yeah.
Disappointing.
We'll have a disappointing segment. This was a worst.
I would take Xavier Lee over Drew Weatherford.
100%.
I guess you're going to start talking to Drew Weatherford. Drew Weatherford's got to be in that honorable mention, most certainly. Contention. Right?
Yeah. I think you can make a case for Keith Gavin. I mean, he had 800 receiving yards in 4 years as a 4-star.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Jonathan Vickers, running back out of NFC. I don't know if you guys remember him.
I think he just got buried on a really deep depth chart.
Maybe even Anthony Grant.
Oh, man. So much burn about Anthony Grant. It's all right. I'll be enjoying his skills. I'll be enjoying his talents in Pittsburgh.
Enjoy that as your yard.
Oh, my God. I don't know how this just... What was that walk-on linebacker's name that we played in 2016 because we had no linebacker depth? It was Nick something.
Oh, against Ole Miss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a really great spring game, and then he was horrible against Ole Miss.
There was the Tyrell Lyons guy before that, but I'm trying to think.
Oh, my God. This is going to bug me.
Said he was a linebacker?
Yeah, he wore like 32 or something.
I know who you're thinking of. He got he practically started against Ole Miss.
Yeah, because I'll admit he had a great spring game, and I remember writing about it for the first site I ever wrote for.
He was a walk-on, yeah.
And he was horrible against Ole Miss. I mean, just the
worst.
Linebacker? Yeah. I feel like it's Nick something.
Is DeAndre Francois not being brought up right now?
I thought about it.
DeAndre Francois is not a top 5 worst player in FSU history. I would say DeAndre Francois was better than Xavier Lee and Drew Weatherford combined.
I'm thinking. I know, skill set. I think he's skilled, but from what he is as a person though, in the locker room, just
he's a top 5.
Awful. Oh, it was Nick Patty.
Nick Patty.
Who it was.
Nick Patty. Yeah.
Oh,
God,
poor Nick Patty.
I know he was a walk-on, but dude, he should not have been starting.
Why does he look like Josh Griffiths' brother?
Yeah, there's some names on here I forgot about. Roderick Hoskins deserves some mention.
Let me put this in the Skype. Tell me this doesn't look like Josh Griffiths' brother. I'm like, what the hell am I looking at?
Oh yeah, a little bit, yeah, kinda. Griffiths looks a lot more country though.
It looks like an inbred Josh Griffiths.
Jesus. But yeah, Fisher's favorite player is DeAndre Francois.
What about Ricky Aguayo? Is he top 5 worst ever?
I was wondering if he qualified because some of his kicks this last year were just. I could kick better than that.
He had the 1 great game against Ole Miss, just like Francois, and then just plummeted.
Ice in his veins.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What about Case and Beatty?
He
I
sucked
thought
until
Beatty
like
was
2014.
good as a senior. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
true.
2014 he was good.
He finished strong.
He was the one. He was the one punter we've ever seen improve and develop.
What about
Sean
Dalvin Cook?
Powell? He was good.
Shut up, Logan.
Dalvin Cook shouldn't be in the consideration.
Shut up.
Saved the team multiple times. And terrible guy. Awful.
Things would have been much worse, much earlier if Dalvin Cook had never come to FSU.
Man, I'm just scrolling through former offensive linemen, and they all deserve mention. Like
Yeah,
Ryan
well,
Hofeld.
Ryan Hofeld.
Oh my God, you could go. Can we add
Kareem Ari. Kareem Ari.
I think it's just R.
I thought it was Ari.
Well, that's how irrelevant he is.
Brock Rubel. I mean,
What about Logan Tyler?
I thought about him too. Mike Arnold.
Trash.
Wilson Bell. Abdul Bello. Abdul Bello has to be top 5. I'm sorry.
This is turning into just a
Jalen Wilkerson.
Well,
The guy
yeah, we
who
don't know
was
where
a
he
tight
went.
end, changed the
then
defensive end, and then he
then
declared
declared early for the NFL
draft after being a backup. That was a good move.
That really worked out. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much.
Where's my guy Adonis Thomas at?
Oh, that's a good one.
Thinking about him.
Josh
That's
Brown.
a really good one.
Yeah, so
And there are some trash cans.
I think that should conclude that segment there. We kind of went there on a little rant. I think a lot of people have this on their minds a lot anyways, but we come out here and say it. And
Get at us on Twitter with some more that we missed though. Obviously, we
Yeah, I think
only
we-
chose some from our lifetime, but there's definitely some we're missing from the older days.
yeah.
Oh,
there
Nas
is.
Upshur.
Yeah, I haven't seen these in Philly somewhere. But yeah, let's jump into some trivia. What's the lead right now? I got it written down.
6'5"?
6'5", yeah, 6'5" Austin.
Yeah.
It is 6'5" Austin. Fisher is going to join in. This is a chance for Fisher to come in and take like a 1-0 type of situation. I don't know if you're up for it, Fisher.
I played on the high school basketball team my freshman year until I got cut. And I only shot once my freshman year, and I made it. And so I never missed a shot my entire high school basketball career.
Okay.
And that may be
Yeah,
kind
competition.
of similar. That may be kind of like a similar situation to what we have here today. Just kind of a one and done type deal.
Okay. I understand. That works. We'll take that. Well, let's jump into it. Austin has a 6-5 lead on Dustin right now. This is FSU Here the Spirit Trivia. We're still in our award accomplishments, whatever you want to call it,
Why?
segment here, because y'all got a lot to learn. Y'all don't know what's going on. So let's go back to the Bobby Bowden Award. In what year did Christian Ponder win the Bobby Bowden Award for Best Student Athlete?
2010.
That's what
5
I was
seconds
going to say
left.
10. I was either going to say 2009 or 2010, but I'll say 10.
Yeah, same.
Was he there in 11?
No.
No. I'll say
No, because he was taken in the first round of the 11 draft.
Oh, right. I'll say 9.
2009 for Fisher, 2010 for Austin and Dustin. Fisher, we enjoyed having you, but you're going to get cut off from this. You're going to get cut off from the first round here.
He's now 1 for 2.
2010.
50% still good though. Don't be mad.
Not awful. It's not a god awful. So now it's back to Dustin and Austin. Dustin doesn't get multiple choice this week, so we'll see how long he can last. Word is he can't really last long in a lot of ways. Let's see here.
Trying to get my stamina up.
Yeah, I got you. No worries. No worries. Let's see here. Ooh. These will be good. In what year did Peter Warrick win the Paul Warfield Award for the best wide receiver?
1999.
See, that's
5 seconds.
I think this is a trick question. I'm gonna explain myself. I'm saying 98, but I'm gonna explain myself because 99 he had the Dillard's issue, where he got like the employee discount and got charged. So I'm gonna say 98.
3 seconds.
I already said 99. I mean, whatever. Well, I guess since it was I guess the 99 championship would be after the 98 season, right?
No, that was the 2000 Sugar Bowl for the 99 season.
Everybody
I'll just say 99. Whatever.
We have a tie, everybody. Dustin
Dang
gets it
it.
right.
I overthought it.
Austin is thinking about Dillard's. Dillard's is in his head. Can't get Dillard's out. Dustin is making a comeback in front of everybody's eyes. We're going to take this onto the field, take it to the sideline, just like the XFL RIP. Here's the interview. Dustin, how are you feeling after that dub?
Feeling a little confused about how we pulled it out, but sometimes you just need a little luck in the end. I don't need no multiple choice.
Oh.
It's the first one you've won
Austin.
without multiple choice. Don't get cocky.
Yeah. Austin, do you feel good and you feel fine?
Yeah, I just overthought it because I know the whole Dillard's thing cost him a Heisman that 99 season, so I thought it would have cost him other awards. So I'm not
Didn't
too
cost
upset.
them everything. Let's go.
Nope, that
Their
is
winter
correct.
chicken dinner.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into terrible dad jokes to end off this wonderful podcast. Once again, we definitely appreciate Fisher coming on here and saying what's up, hanging out with us, a little reunion. Hopefully Fisher has some funny dad jokes, or we might not even talk to him again.
I got one.
Austin, Fisher, did you know where Austin works?
Don't.
Do I know where
There you
Austin works?
Yeah.
Yeah, he works at NoleGameDay.com.
Good one.
I appreciate that answer, Fisher.
Yes, he does. That's good. If you want a discount or coupon, hit me up. He usually gives me some.
But no, I don't know. I don't know his other place of employment.
The
I actually have
Golden
two others. I actually have two others, but
Arches.
no, he's lying.
He works
He's
at the
lying.
Golden Arches.
He is lying.
Does he really?
No. Stop.
How's the ice cream machine working?
I don't know. I've never worked there.
He complains about it all the time.
Oh
You should
my
listen
God.
to the podcast more. He talks about the ice cream machine.
I hate
How many
When is
Big
the next
Macs
kid
he's
coming
got
back? I love
Who even
I love
started-
that. Y'all transferred. Like y'all used to make fun of me on here, and now that's all on Austin.
Yeah, but at least they made fun of you for something that was real, and that's Mississippi. I don't work at McDonald's.
Don't lump me into this. Logan came up with this McDonald's thing.
Well,
No, but you egged them on.
I don't egg them on.
You did. No, when it first started, you egged them on hard.
I don't. I won't take this slander.
Yeah, no. Dustin went after Fisher a lot. I don't know why, but early on in those days, Dustin had something out against Fisher in Mississippi. How terrible it is to live there.
Logan, we probably don't need to talk about it on the pod, but do you remember that joke that you told me when Dustin first joined Nole Game Day?
I think so.
We can laugh about it later, but
What is the joke?
we'll laugh about it later.
We'll chat.
As long as
You
Logan
can't just bring that up on the podcast and leave
as long
the joke.
as Logan-
Say something.
We're gonna get into our bad dad joke segment.
Wow, tease the people.
Should I start us off with a topical dad joke?
Yeah, Austin's the best at this. He gets them from his Grinder chat. So.
Topical.
Oh, whoa. Whoa.
It's our 100th episode. It's
Oh my
Gotta end it
God.
off.
That's why I'm starting off with the topical one.
yeah, so we get canceled. All right, go ahead.
As everyone knows, North Korea's leader may or not be dead following failed heart surgery. They're now going to start calling him Kim Jong unresponsive.
That's pretty good. I like that. And it's something current that's going on right now, so I think that was pretty
Like
good.
I said,
Good job.
topical.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, I thought you meant topical, like a cream you rub on your skin.
Oh, like
What?
topical ointment. Yeah.
Yeah. I was wondering. That's why I was like topical or tropical.
It was neither.
Yeah, tough. Well, I'll say mine.
Go ahead.
What do you call a man with a rubber toe? Roberto.
I did that one a few weeks ago, you stealer. I
Did you?
literally did.
I don't remember that one.
I did.
Oh, I don't remember.
Did.
All right, I'll find a different one then, jackass.
I'll go. How do you make a Kleenex dance? Put some boogie in it.
God.
Oh gosh, I hate this segment.
Sure. Logan. Are you glad that you moved? You're in free agency still? Podcast.
I still think I made the right move, even though I haven't been picked up in free agency. I had to get out of this dysfunctional organization.
You missed the fun fact segment that we did for like 4 weeks.
This-
That was the worst.
This podcast is like the Jets, the New York Jets.
Wow.
You know how nobody, or like how like Ngakwe Strong, whatever the guy that wants to get out of the Jaguars,
Yannick Ngakoue.
Ngakwe. It's kind
Yeah.
of situation, or like the Jags and the Jets combined.
We appreciate that.
I'll go ahead and give mine to wrap this just terrible segment up. I've been watching the weather. I've been watching the Weather Channel a lot. I'm really into the weather, and now that Jameis is going to New Orleans, I've been looking at the weather for New Orleans, and meteorologists are saying it's going to get a lot hotter in New Orleans in the next few years because there's going to be no breeze.
Oh.
Well, he actually made that one up, and he's not reading off a website, so we got to get style.
Oh no, it's from a website. Don't worry.
Oh,
Yeah, I heard it.
I put a little spin on it.
Yeah, no, I think that was good. Good.
Is this when we tell them that we go 2 rounds?
Yeah. I tell them that it just doesn't end like that. For sure. Dustin, you've had some nat. Where's the site where you have your bad ones there?
Well, I only break those out if you guys break them out. I try not to go on that website. Got to go incognito.
What? Go to it.
No. All right, fine.
Austin, it didn't take us much to talk you into it there.
Let's see.
I think it's my turn. It's easy to convince ladies not to eat Tide Pods because it's harder to deter gents.
To deter gent.
Oh God.
Yeah. That was just like an irritating, corny type of situation.
It means I've won. It means it's.
Yeah, you just pissed us off.
Oh my God, dude! This website. Oh God.
Here we go.
Just give it. Make sure you're not around your kids or anything during this segment.
I can't read these, bro.
Yeah. Try to find one that isn't too inappropriate, but is inappropriate. And remember, this is mature. This is a rated R.
This one doesn't even make sense to me.
Here we go.
Ready?
Yeah.
Y'all are gonna have to explain this one to me if y'all get it, because I don't get it, but it's just funny.
What?
Why does Dr. Pepper come in a bottle?
Oh.
Because his wife died. Like, how does that make it? What's the punchline there?
Oh,
I'm on the same side.
I get it. I get it.
Because he's
Okay, I've got one. Like I said, this is rated R. If you don't like it, then you can skip to the end of the podcast. But this one's just directed towards Fisher. I think he'll enjoy this one. I don't know why, but I hope he's listening. What do you call a lesbian dinosaur? Lick a lot of puss.
Oh my god.
Why did you think I would like that one?
I don't know. You're not like Austin on Grindr, so.
Oh gosh.
All right. Here's a bad one. What's the best part about sex with 28-year-olds? There are 20 of them.
Oh God.
I knew that was happening.
Yep. As soon as you said the joke, I knew the punchline.
All right. Moving on from that one, I got another one that I'm going to put my own little spin on.
No, creative. This is what creative teams.
So I don't know if y'all like know this, but Jameis Winston was like a really good student in school. In high school, he had a 4.0. And actually, New Orleans found that out when they were kind of evaluating him that he had a 4.0. So that's why they decided to bring him in, because he was above sea level. Get it? Because like New Orleans is below sea.
We get it? No.
You should tweet these out, Fisher. You might go viral.
I'm kind of lost.
That was hard.
You have to understand the context.
That's hard for Dustin Fisher.
That's difficult. Difficult for.
This one's a little bit of a thinker. If A is for apple and B is for banana, then what is C for? Plastic explosives.
Okay. Wait. A is for apple, B is for banana, C is for explosives.
What is C for?
Oh, I get it. C-4, I get it. Do you have one more for us, Dustin?
I guess. It's for all you fine gentlemen out there. What do you call the useless piece of skin on a dick? The man. That's what this website gave me. Sorry, guys.
Okay, I don't like.
I've got about 50. I've got about 50 more.
Well, we'll see. We'll save those.
Well, yeah.
I don't think we want to get taken down on our 100th episode, really, but not today. But I think that's pretty much going to end it off. Fisher, did you have a good time in your reunion? Did that really just make your week?
I think I just was reminded of all the reasons why I left.
Why you stepped away? Oh man. But yeah, that'll do it for our 100th episode on Hear the Spear. Definitely appreciate you guys always listening to us. This has been a really fun thing we're doing weekly since 2017. Our first episode ever was with Deion Sanders prime time. You can still go back and listen to that. But since then, we've had Hall of Famers, NFL Hall of Famers, Heisman winner, All-Americans, everything. From Derek Brooks, Terrence Mann, Peter Warwick, Terrell Buckley, so many good interviews. And we definitely appreciate all those guests that would come on and join us for some good conversations. And we learned so much. We're definitely the younger generation here, so having those legends on to learn from them has been an incredible experience for, I know, all of us on here. So thank you guys so much for listening. We will be back next week. If you guys like the podcast, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Twitter at Hear the Spirit. You can listen to this podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play, and YouTube, and everywhere else, honestly. But yeah, we hope y'all have a great rest of y'all's week, and we will talk to you guys next week on Hear the Spirit. Peace.
Mama told me not to so work.